Jesus f***ing Christ. That's on video. Hey guys, so it's kind of a dreary Sunday, but I haven't had many opportunities since last weekend to get out on my bike. My new Ninja my new Ninja 1000, and I am going to be working on a full review coming up, but today I thought I'd just take a spin around town, put a couple miles on this beast, and see what happens. So I switched to two cameras. I'm hoping this thing isn't shaking around too much. But I have kind of a funky audio setup because GoPro, in their infinite wisdom, and their stupid audio adapter, is apparently the only audio adapter that you can buy for this thing. So I've got that on order, and should have it by Monday or Tuesday of this week, so that'll make this way less complicated. But right now I'm actually recording audio to the camera I have mounted to my mirror, and which is going to make it super fun in editing, but in the interest of producing a video, I am going to do it. So anyway, with that said, so far so good, guys. I do have a couple things that kind of annoy me about this bike already, but I'll save those for the review. But overall, the Ninja 1000 is living up to my expectations in most every way. So I've got that 4-cylinder sound that I've been looking for. You know, the first bike I ever looked at was a Gixxer 750, honestly. I looked at Supersports, but then, you know, if you consider my age and stuff, man, the idea of being bent over like that and on my wrists all the time is a little difficult for me to think through. So I kind of gave up that dream. That's why I went with the 650. The 650 was a twin cylinder, but you know, I had that upright riding position. A little while after I got the 650, I noticed I never had really taken much stock of what was on Kawasaki's website, but I saw the Ninja 1000, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of the best of both worlds. You get the upright seating position, and you've got the power that you're looking for, that 4-cylinder. So, I don't know, I kind of put that in the back of my mind for a while, and just went about my business. The 650 was so good. I still highly recommend that bike for anybody looking for a new bike, a starter bike, whatever. It's got everything you need. It's super nimble, much more. I mean, the 1000 here is pretty maneuverable, but you feel that extra 100 pounds for sure. And I think you just feel a little more secure on that lighter bike. It's kind of the difference between the 650 and, say, a 300, where you just feel that huge weight difference, and it just gives you a little more confidence. So the 1000cc, I think, is going to take a little getting used to. It's heavier, it's not as maneuverable, but for the kind of riding I do, I'm not too worried about it. It is extremely comfortable. The wind is less, much less wind hitting you in the face on the 1000. So a lot of good things going for it. I have made a couple mods to it already. I put on this windscreen, the Puge windscreen, in a dark black, which I like, which is something I wanted for the 650, which I never got around to doing. I put a Yoshimura Taileliminator on it yesterday. I'll get into what I think of that. It's okay. It's not nearly as good as the Vagabond one that I had on my 650. I kind of understand some of the way they designed it because they don't want to interfere with bags if you put bags on, but I really seriously doubt I will ever spend the money on the bags. My wife and I don't really travel that much, so it's probably something that's not going to happen. So this is really, in my mind, more of a older guy's Supersport for me. This thing is so fast though. Oh my god. This bike is just power on demand. I just can't get over it. I thought the 650 was so powerful, man. This thing just books. Hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. I've got using a different mic today, and it's a little bit Jake. Kind of got shifting down pretty good now. Feeling a lot better about it. The throttle response is altogether different than on the 650. One of the things I did notice though is like usually when you gear down to third or second to go, you know, make like a hard right turn, and you get back on the throttle for you know, when you're coming through that turn, it is the 650 was kind of jerky. You know, that throttle would kick in and you just had so much torque, it just poof, kind of rock you around. It wasn't the smoothest. This is much more smooth going around a corner in third or second gear. So that's a good thing. I definitely won't be needing an extended reach seat on this. After doing a little reading, the Ninja 1000 is 1 inch taller exactly than the Ninja 650. So that works out pretty perfect for me. I don't have, like I said, I'm 6 foot tall. I can still flat foot, but when I'm maneuvering the bike, I'm definitely on my tippy toes. So to me, that's kind of a good compromise so that I have the ability to have room for my legs. I'm definitely not as pinched up as I am on, say, my son's R3 or on the 650. I wasn't that bad on the 650, but on the R3 definitely I'm pinched up. The one thing I will say though is on the 1000, your legs don't, where my legs meet right here with the tank, it is not as tight a fit, not as a form-fitting fit like on the 650, man. You could put your knees right up against the tank and you really felt like you had hold of that bike. On this bike, this bike's several inches wider, probably mostly because of the engine size, and you just don't feel like you have as good a grip. It's maybe something I end up putting tank pads on just so I have more grip. I don't know what it is with my nose. Alright, it always has to itch every time I get on this bike. It must just be that little tickle of the air coming through my helmet. I don't know, it's crazy. The 650 definitely has an edge on the bike, on this bike, when it comes to just being able to flick from side to side, but I'm getting used to it. It's not bad. So one other thing I'd say about the 1000 is you definitely get a lot more engine heat off of this bike. It's down by down by your feet, primarily, I would say. It has, it's not bad when you're riding, unless it's super hot, which I'll find out later into the summer when we get the real heat around here. But when you're just tootling around town or out on the interstate, you don't feel any of this heat. But when you're stopped or you're in stop and go traffic, you definitely feel a little more engine heat than anything I ever felt on the 650. So, you know, it's notable. But really, guys, this bike is pretty much feels the same as the 650 in terms of your body position, and definitely takes bumps a lot better. Oh my god, it is way less bumpy. I mean, the shocks just absorb the bumps quite a bit better. Ooh, gravel. I don't want to get crazy. Just love the sound. I am looking to get some new pipes, though. I think I'm just going to put some slip-ons. Full systems for this are crazy expensive. But probably looking at urban brawlers if I can find them. They seem to be very difficult to find. But I'm hoping in the next couple months to have some of those. It's not that big of a deal to me, though, on this bike like it was the Ninja 650. The Ninja 650 just had a terrible stock sound, but this is actually pretty deep, especially at low RPM. I think the urban brawlers are not really so much that much louder, but they are at higher RPMs. They give you a little more visibility, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, forgot about all this shit. Love summer construction. Yeah, guys, I really like this bike. Do not regret that decision. I did have a couple bits of disappointment for some of my subscribers, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I am happy. The 650, the perfect bike, but this is even more perfect, if that makes any sense. Just desperately wanted that 4-cylinder. So anyway, well, hopefully this constitutes some kind of a vlog for today. I will be putting together a full review of this bike in the very near future. I don't know why my voice went up like that. And I think I'll have plenty of content for the summer on this bike. Got some cool stuff planned. So anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching.